Welcome back to the second installment of my Barra powered IS300 Lexus. So over the last couple of days, Jesse and I have been hammering tongs on this car, just trying to get everything progressing, moving everything forward, just trying to get it ready for Winter Matsuri. Now, while I haven't filmed anything, I'm more than happy to show you the progress on what we've done so far. So, over the last couple of days, Jesse and I have taken out the rear subframe in the car, taken all the bushes out and prepped it ready for a little secret. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but something that is absolutely needed considering the condition of the things that were in this subframe. There's a little hint. As well as dropping the subframe, Jesse and I have also pulled out the fuel tank. And we pulled that out because we needed to run our -8 Raceworks fuel lines from the surge tank, the Raceworks surge tank, all the way to the front of the car to feed, you wouldn't believe it, the Raceworks fuel rail, as well as the -6 lines that need to run from the standard tank to the surge tank and the surge tank back in to the standard tank. Today's installment, this will probably go for a couple of days because we do have a fair bit of stuff to do, but for tonight, my job is going to be remove all the standard fuel lines out of this car and get rid of the hideous charcoal canister that sits above the tank because we're not here to save the world. And on top of that, over the last couple of days, I've had some very tasty deliveries. Hammer coatings. I ordered some paint for the engine bay, for the subframe, for the brake calipers, for my roll cage, for the backs of my seats, because as you can see, my seats are two different colors. And the second delivery I had was from Golby's, and I ordered Serial 9 solid subframe bushes and some Serial 9 polyurethane diff bushes. Now, I know everyone's going to go, okay, why'd you go poly diff bushes and solid subframe bushes? Because I wanted to, for starters. I want the diff to have like a little bit of twist, because I don't know how it's going to go with the earth turning torque the Barra's going to put out. And Cam also kindly donated a Raceworks fuel pressure regulator. I say donated, but he's used about 3/4 of my argon, and that's going to cost me $1 bazillion. But I have a fuel pressure regulator anyway. So that's enough of an introduction. I'm going to jump straight into the build and get this car one step closer to Winter Matsuri. So first things first, I have my Serial 9 bushes on the ground, and I need to get them into my subframe. Then we're going to move on to the fuel lines. I'm going to do that right now. So just right off the rip, I cannot believe how good these bushes look in the subframe. And once it's painted, oh my goodness, it's going to look even better. The next thing I want to tackle is on my list, and that is my lines. So I removed the oldies out and put my -8s all the way to the front of the car. I do have the little line holders. What was that? I do have the line holders that I can sort of riv nut underneath the car. Just makes it a bit tidier, keeps everything out of the way. But the fuel line should be a smooth job. Now watch them take 10 hours and I break 10 things because I said it's going to be a smooth job. It's like anything. You say something's going to be easy, and then it's bloody hard. So I'm going to dive into that anyway. I'll check back in with you once I'm finished. Sorry about this, but this bit is going to be a voiceover because that big, dumb, fat idiot in front of you forgot to turn his microphone on. Big, stupid moron. Anyway, I'm pretty sure in this part I was talking about putting my tank back in the car, and I was very hesitant to do it because it sucks. So enjoy me looking like an absolute tool because nothing's on, and we'll move into the next little clip. Hopefully you get a bit more context. You are looking at the face of a very broken man right now. I've been trying to put this tank in by myself for like half an hour, to no avail. I have the jack underneath it, but lining it up with where it's supposed to go is proving a lot more difficult than I initially expected. It's a saddle tank in this car, and on the ground it is a pain in my backside to get the tank straps back on. I've ended up just having to sort of push it up with one hand and try and get to the bolts. Yeah, this is proving far more difficult than I originally anticipated, which sucks. I'm losing patience and I'm seriously considering just going home, but I need to look at the bigger picture, which is winter Matsuri, and yeah, that's not going to happen if I don't just do it. But gee whiz, this is getting on my freaking nerves. We'll keep pushing through and see how we go. I'll put my phone down there so you can see what I'm struggling with at the moment. But it is absolutely no fun. Let me tell you that right now. Well, I got the tank back in. Started running some lines, my Dash 8, hopefully, around the fuel tank to where I needed to go. I got one line in there, which is really good. And I kinked the other line, so that's great. I unkinked it, but Lord knows, I'm mega fuming right now. So instead of continuing to work, bloody cut me hand open. Instead of continuing to work, I'm just going to leave it for tonight. Like I said, I'm absolutely fuming with myself. But tank's back in, some of the lines are run, subframe bushes are in the car. Well, subframe bushes are in the subframe. I guess we'll come back tomorrow and run the other line. I'm just going to run it, kinked, whatever. I unkinked it, so we'll see what that does. But just going to run it anyway, and hopefully we can get all the fuel lines run. I'll figure out a plan for the fuel lines, get all of those run, and then crack on with something else. Maybe mounting my clutch pedal. Jesus Christ, my finger's pretty yuck. Yeah, it was disgusting and rusty. I'm just going to do a bit of a tidy up so I don't leave Jesse's space in an absolute pigsty, and head home. So that's my plans for now. I'll see you tomorrow morning. So we're back. It's day 2. I'm coming with a refreshed mind and a refreshed attitude. I haven't got the microphones plugged in at the moment, but we'll get to that later. So, change of plans. I'm just going to mount the subframe as is. I'll give it a bit of a clean, but it's staying black. I'll put the diff pushers in, put it back in the car, and I still need to figure out where to run my second fuel line, so I'll get to that shortly, but just enjoy. I'm feeling better today than I was last night. I was pretty defeated last night, so hopefully we can have a bit more of a productive day today. Righto, a bit of time has gone by, but Jesse and I have managed to drop the tank a little bit, run the Dash 8 where it needs to go. I had plenty of space last night. I was just overreacting a little bit, I think. So we've got that where it needs to go. We've also run the Dash 6 where it needs to go as well. To here, I just need to finish making the line, so I can run a 90-degree off that and then run that underneath here next to the tank, and then back up towards the surge tank, and then back up towards the surge tank, like there. So that's happening, and now the plan is I'm going to jump underneath the car and start using all of my like Raceworks fuel line separators and mounts. I've got enough to do exactly what I need to do, which is good. So I've busted out the riv nut tool. So we're going to jump underneath, drill a whole bunch of holes, run all the lines where they need to go. But first I need to mark which one's a feed and which one's a return, so I don't get them mixed up when I'm mounting it. But that's the plan for now. So I'm going to chuck it on the ground. Probably going to be a time lapse, but enjoy. Righto, so I forgot to time lapse, but as you saw just before, I have installed my fuel lines into the car, or run my fuel lines underneath the car. That's pretty cool. Cam came over before and he dropped off just a bit of extra Dash 5, which we didn't have too much of. So I need to run that as a supply off the tank, off the in tank underneath here, all the way back, and then I have my 45-degree bulkhead and my 90-degree AN fitting, so I can run this as an overflow. Other than that, I have also put in a Raceworks fuel pressure regulator with a Raceworks fuel pressure gauge. Cam also gave me the fuel pressure regulator. Well, not really gave it to me. He exchanged my gas bottle so he could finish a couple of customers' jobs for the fuel pressure regulator down there. And doesn't it just look pretty? Like right there. I've been bang on with my riv nut measurements today, so I'm bloody stoked about that. I'm usually a measure once, cut 4 times kind of Blake, or measure once, drill 4 times kind of Blake. So to get them bang on first try every single time, tonight has been like the best feeling ever. Next plan of attack, I need to work out where the returns are going to be off this. So if I run it off the rail 90 degrees through here, and then have it come from here back to the tank. So if I go feed line through the rail, up through, so feed line, I think it's this one here, I marked them, how good. Yeah, so this line here, run it up to the back of the rail, all the way to the front. There'll be another fitting here that goes here to here. And then I'm gonna have it return from the tank, or return, sorry, from the rail at the bottom here. So I'll get a 45 or something, run it down here, and then sort of back around, back down. So that's the next plan of attack. And then at least I'll have one one of the lines fully plumbed up, fully ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. If I remember, I'll put a time lapse on, but no promises, okay? No promises. So as you can see, I have run my return line off the bottom of my fuel pressure regulator. Where the lines run at the moment, how it looked, that's not staying like that, obviously. I've got to find a P-clamp so I can mount it just to the top of the chassis rail, so it looks a bit tidier. So I'm going to go and search around for a P-clamp, and I will show you what it looks like once it is all mounted up. So I couldn't find a P-clamp, but I'll keep searching around. But I did find another little thing that I can do just to tidy everything up a little bit and get it ready. My sway bar brackets that drop it down 25 mil, because my cross members drop 25 mil, they are quite rusty because this car sat outside for so long. It's actually never been inside before. This is the first time this car's ever been inside. So I'm just going to give them a wire wheel and then use an etch primer just to hopefully inhibit some rust. So I got my P-clamps. They're just little Bunnings Johnnies. Now time to mount this line permanently. Right, Jesse looks like he's having a crank right now, but he's just sanding some knuckles. I've changed my mind for the 7 bajillionth time and I'm painting the subframe. So I'm going to sit here for the next like 10 hours and rub it back with a red pad. Nothing but exciting times over here. I don't know what's really happened in this video, to be honest with you. There's just been a whole lot of gas bagging, but that's sort of the progress of the weekend. I don't really plan on doing too much more tonight. I need to go back home and finish off my reports, because if you didn't know, I'm a teacher. So yeah, I need to go home, finish my reports. Cam's got my diff. He came and picked it up yesterday and hopefully he can weld it. These are Torsen, so they're a bit silly. But yeah, hopefully Cam can weld it for me. We'll get that back. In the meantime, I have to keep prepping my subframe. So throughout the week, I'll just come and do little bits on that, just sanding and stuff like that, as well as like other things around the car. But I'll make sure to document those as well. So plan of attack, subframe in. No, not subframe in. Jesus, still got to paint it. Plan of attack, wait until the clutch is in the Falcon. Then paint the subframe and the roll cage, put them in, subframe in, back on the ground, so I can take it to Bailey's, because he's making me a manifold. If you haven't heard Bailey's 33, it sounds unbelievable, and I want my car to sound the same. So yeah, got to get it there. So this weekend has been very productive. It might not look like it, but I've nutted out a lot of the things that I was kind of worried about on this car in terms of like fuel management and things like that, but I'm pretty happy with how it all ended up turning out anyway. And yeah, I'm going to keep chipping away at this during the week, and hopefully we can make a ton more progress on the way to Winter Matsuri. But again, I don't know what happened in this video. I can't really remember. My head's been just in 1,000 different spots this sort of weekend. So apologies if there's a lot of gas bagging and not a lot of working. I just get carried away sometimes and I forget to film lots of the stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. This is sort of the second part of this car. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this video, me talking smack. Again, big thank you to Jesse for lending me his space. Big thank you to Raceworks for providing me with all the fittings that I need, all the lines that I need. Yeah, pretty much everything. And a big thank you to Martini, even though it's not in the car yet. Soon. Very, very, very soon. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching if you did. And I will see you next time for part number 3